Have you ever wondered why, despite all the books you've read, all the affirmations you've repeated, and all the vision boards you've created, your reality still looks the same? Why is it that some people manifest success, love, and abundance almost effortlessly, while others, maybe even you, struggle for years with little to show for it? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people fail at quantum manifestation, not because the concept doesn't work, but because they approach it in the wrong way. They treat it like a magic trick, a shortcut, or a wish-making machine. But quantum manifestation isn't about wishing, it's about understanding. And once you understand how it really works, you'll realize why everything you've been trying has been pushing your desires further away instead of pulling them closer. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why most people fail at quantum manifestation, and more importantly, how you can avoid those mistakes. We'll explore the hidden principles that science and spirituality both point toward. We'll uncover the common traps that block your manifestations, and we'll create a practical roadmap so you can finally align with the reality you desire. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you won't just be trying to manifest. You'll know how to embody the quantum principles that make manifestation inevitable. Part 1. The hidden reason people fail. Let's start with the obvious question. Why do most people fail? The number one reason is simple. They approach manifestation as an act of force rather than an act of alignment. Think about it. When you want something desperately, what kind of energy are you really projecting? You're projecting lack. You're broadcasting to the universe. I don't have this thing yet, and I'm desperate to get it. From a quantum perspective, this is like sending out a frequency that says, keep me in the timeline where I don't have what I want. And here's the paradox. The more you force, the more you chase. The more you affirm from a place of desperation, the more you lock yourself into the reality where your desire isn't here yet. This is the first failure point, manifesting from lack instead of alignment. Another reason most people fail is because they confuse law of attraction with quantum manifestation. The law of attraction became popular with books like The Secret. It tells us that like attracts like, and that our thoughts become things. While that's not entirely wrong, it's incomplete. The law of attraction makes manifestation sound like a positive thinking exercise, as if simply forcing happy thoughts will bend reality. But quantum manifestation goes deeper. It's not just about thinking, it's about the very nature of reality itself. At the quantum level, particles exist as probabilities until they are observed. Your consciousness plays a role in collapsing those probabilities into one reality. This isn't about thinking positive. It's about aligning your state of being so deeply that you collapse the probability wave into the timeline where your desire already exists. When people treat manifestation as just positive thinking, they fail. Because deep down, their subconscious is still screaming, "This isn't real. I don't believe it." And guess what? The subconscious mind always wins. Let's go deeper into the subconscious for a moment. Imagine your conscious mind as a rider and your subconscious mind as the horse. The rider might say, "I want to go left." But if the horse is determined to go right, guess which way you're going? The subconscious is responsible for 95% of your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. So if you're consciously saying affirmations like, "I am rich, I am successful," but your subconscious is holding on to memories of scarcity, self-doubt, or failure, the subconscious overrides everything. This is another hidden reason people fail. They try to manifest with the conscious mind only, forgetting that it's the subconscious mind that's actually collapsing the probability wave. If your subconscious is out of alignment, your manifestation will fail, no matter how many affirmations you repeat. Now let's talk about time, because this is one of the most misunderstood aspects of manifestation. Most people approach manifestation like ordering a package from Amazon. "I placed the order, so why hasn't it arrived yet? It's been 2 weeks." They see time as a delay, as if the universe is slowly processing their request. But from a quantum perspective, time doesn't work that way. All possible realities already exist in parallel. The version of you who already has what you want It's not being created. It's already out there. The only reason you don't see it yet is because you're still tuned into the frequency of your current timeline. This means manifestation isn't about waiting. It's about shifting. You don't wait for it to arrive. You shift yourself into alignment with the version of you who already has it. But when people don't understand this, they wait. They get impatient. They doubt. And in doing so, they reinforce the timeline where nothing changes. Another big trap. People intellectualize manifestation instead of embodying it. They binge-watch videos, read endless books, listen to podcasts, and talk about manifestation with friends, but they don't actually live it. They stay stuck in the cycle of learning without doing. Manifestation isn't about how much information you've collected. It's about how deeply you're embodying the frequency of your desired reality. If you want love, are you embodying the frequency of love right now? If you want wealth, are you embodying the frequency of abundance right now? Most people aren't. They're waiting for the external thing to show up so they can finally feel it. But that's not how it works. You have to feel it first to shift into the timeline where it's already yours. And finally, let's address the elephant in the room: doubt. Doubt is the silent killer of manifestation. You might visualize, affirm, and meditate. But if even 10% of your mind is whispering, "This isn't real, this won't work," then you've split your frequency. Instead of collapsing into one outcome, you scatter your energy across multiple probabilities. And usually, the one that wins is the one you're most emotionally attached to: your doubt. This is why so many people give up. They say, "I tried manifesting, but it didn't work." But in reality, it was working. They just collapsed into the timeline of doubt instead of the timeline of belief. Now that we've uncovered why most people fail at manifestation, let's move into the heart of the matter. How does quantum manifestation actually work? To answer this, we need to zoom out and then zoom in. We need to look at reality not just from the perspective of psychology or philosophy, but from the perspective of physics itself. Because manifestation is not just a spiritual belief. It's deeply tied to how the quantum world operates. The quantum world explained. Simply, at the most fundamental level, everything in existence, your body, your thoughts, your desires, the chair you're sitting on, is made up of energy. And this energy doesn't behave the way we expect. In classical physics, reality feels solid and predictable. A ball thrown in the air falls back down. A car accelerates when you press the gas pedal. But at the quantum level, the level of subatomic particles, reality is anything but predictable. Particles don't exist in one fixed place. Instead, they exist in a state of probability, called a wave function. They are everywhere and nowhere at once until something collapses that wave into a single reality. And here's the shocking part. It's conscious observation that collapses the wave. This means consciousness, your awareness, your focus, literally chooses which probability becomes real. When you observe, when you focus, you are selecting one possibility out of infinite possibilities. Now let that sink in. Your consciousness isn't just inside reality. It's shaping reality. Thoughts as energy. This is where manifestation comes in. Your thoughts are not just abstract ideas, they're energetic patterns. Every thought you think produces an electromagnetic signature in your brain. Every emotion you feel produces a vibration in your body. From a quantum perspective, your thoughts and emotions are signals you're broadcasting into the field of infinite probabilities. And the universe, like a giant mirror, reflects those signals back as your physical reality. This is why Einstein famously said, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it." Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. Manifestation is not about forcing reality. It's about matching frequencies. The role of belief. But here's the catch. It's not the surface-level thoughts that matter most. It's the beliefs underneath. If you repeat, "I am wealthy," 10 times a day, But deep down, you believe I'm broke and money is hard to get. Guess which signal is stronger? Your belief. Why? Because beliefs carry emotional charge. An emotion is the fuel that amplifies thought frequencies. Belief plus emotion equals magnetic signal. This is why people who are confident, self-assured, and emotionally aligned with their desires manifest faster. Their signal is clear, consistent, and powerful. Meanwhile, people who are full of doubt, fear, or desperation broadcast a scrambled signal that collapses them into timelines they don't want. Parallel realities and timelines. Now let's go deeper. One of the most fascinating concepts in quantum physics is the idea of the many worlds interpretation. It suggests that every possible outcome already exists in parallel realities. When you make a choice, or even think a thought, you are tuning into one of those infinite timelines. This means the version of you who is already successful, already healthy, already in love. It's not some future version. It exists right now, in a parallel timeline. So manifestation isn't about creating something new. It's about shifting yourself into alignment with the version of reality where your desire already exists. You don't manifest by forcing reality to change. You manifest by shifting the version of yourself that you identify with. Identity, the core of manifestation. This brings us to one of the most powerful truths. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. If you want something, you're reinforcing the fact that you don't have it yet. But if you become the person who already has it, your reality has no choice but to reflect that identity. This is why quantum manifestation is more about being than doing. It's about aligning your identity, your self-concept, and your emotions with the version of reality you desire. Once that alignment happens, manifestation is automatic. Detachment and allowing. Now, here's something that confuses a lot of people. If you're supposed to focus on what you want, why do so many teachings emphasize detachment? Because detachment is the ultimate proof of alignment. When you're truly aligned with a reality, you don't obsess over it. You don't constantly check if it's here yet. You don't wonder if it's working. You simply know. Think about when you order food at a restaurant. Once you place the order, do you keep asking the waiter every 2 minutes, "Is it coming? Is it coming?" Number. You relax, you enjoy your drink, and you trust the kitchen. That's detachment. It's not that you don't care, it's that you know it's already handled. And that knowing is the vibration that collapses the timeline into your experience. The science of visualization. Visualization is one of the most popular manifestation tools. But here's why it works from a quantum perspective. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you visualize with emotion, your brain begins to rewire itself as if the experience has already happened. It creates new neural pathways, new emotional associations, and new subconscious programs. This means that visualization isn't about pretending. It's about training your subconscious to believe in a reality so deeply that it becomes your default frequency. And once your subconscious is aligned, reality has no choice but to follow. The observer effect in daily life. Let's bring it back to something practical. The quantum world shows us that observation changes outcomes. But what does observation mean in your daily life? It means where your attention goes, energy flows. If you constantly observe what's wrong, your debt, your loneliness, your struggles, you're collapsing into the timeline where those problems continue. But if you shift your observation toward what's possible, what's working, what you're grateful for, you're collapsing into a different timeline, one that aligns with abundance and opportunity. Your reality is a reflection of what you consistently observe, not with your eyes, but with your consciousness. The backward principle. Here's one of the most counterintuitive truths of manifestation. It often works backwards. Instead of asking, "How do I get the thing so I can feel good?" you must flip it. How can I feel good now so that the thing aligns with me? Reality doesn't give you the emotion after the manifestation. Reality gives you the manifestation after the emotion. When you cultivate the feeling of already having it, joy, gratitude, love, you shift into the version of yourself where it's inevitable. This is why people who radiate gratitude, even before their desires arrive, manifest faster. Gratitude is proof to the universe that you're already aligned with abundance. Stories and evidence. Let's make this even more real with examples. Athletes use quantum manifestation all the time. Before a race, a sprinter visualizes crossing the finish line first. They feel the win in their body before it happens. Neuroscience shows that their brain and muscles fire in the same way as if they were actually running the race. The result? They consistently perform better. Another example, the placebo effect. When patients believe they're receiving real medicine, even if it's just a sugar pill, their body often heals as if the medicine were real. Why? Because belief collapses probability. The body responds to the consciousness, not the pill. These are not just spiritual stories. They're scientific evidence that your consciousness shapes reality. Now that you understand why most people fail and how manifestation actually works from a quantum perspective, it's time for the most important part of all: how not to fail. This is where theory becomes practice. This is where you stop wishing and start aligning. Because manifestation is not about doing more, it's about being more. It's about aligning your inner state with the version of reality you desire. So let's break down a practical, step-by-step formula you can start using today. Step 1. Clarity of desire. The first step is clarity. Most people fail because they don't even know what they truly want. They think they want money, but what they really want is freedom. They think they want a relationship, but what they really want is love and security. The quantum field responds to clarity, not confusion. Imagine trying to tune into a radio station. You can't pick up the signal if you don't know which frequency you're aiming for. So ask yourself, what do I truly want? And why? Write it down in detail. Don't just say, I want more money. Say, I want $10,000 of passive income each month so I can travel, explore, and live with freedom. The clearer your signal, the stronger the alignment. Step 2. Identity shift. Remember, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. So once you have clarity, you must step into the identity of the person who already has it. Ask yourself, if I were already living that reality, who would I be? How would I think? How would I feel? How would I act? Then start embodying that identity now. If your desire is wealth, stop acting like someone who's broke. Walk, talk, and carry yourself like someone who already knows money flows to them. If your desire is love, stop acting like someone desperate for approval. Radiate love from within, and it will mirror back to you. Identity is the magnet of manifestation. Step 3. Emotional alignment. Thoughts are powerful, but emotions are the amplifier. If your thoughts are the radio signal, your emotions are the volume knob. So cultivate the emotions of your desired reality before it arrives. Want abundance? Feel gratitude for the money you already have. Want love? Feel joy in your heart as if you're already in that relationship. The more consistently you can live in the feeling state of your desire, the faster reality aligns with it. Here's a simple practice. Each morning, spend 5 minutes closing your eyes and imagining your desired reality in vivid detail. But don't just see it, feel it. Feel the joy, the freedom, the love. Anchor that emotion in your body. That feeling is your frequency. Step 4. Visualization with detachment. Visualization is not about begging the universe, it's about training your subconscious. When you visualize, see yourself already living your desire. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, touch the textures. The more senses you engage, the more real it feels to your subconscious. But here's the key. Once you visualize, let it go. Don't obsess. Don't keep checking if it's working. That attachment broadcasts lack. Think of visualization like planting a seed. Once you plant it, you water it with gratitude, not by digging it up every day to check if it's growing. Step 5. Gratitude as a magnet. Gratitude is the ultimate manifestation hack. Why? Because it tells the universe, I already have enough. And when you vibrate from enough, you align with abundance. Start a daily gratitude practice. Each night, write down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. The more gratitude you feel, the more you tune into the frequency of abundance, and the faster your reality shifts. Step 6. Reprogram the subconscious. We talked earlier about how the subconscious mind controls 95% of your reality. So how do you reprogram it? There are several powerful tools. Affirmations with emotion, not robotic repetition, but affirmations spoken with real feeling. Meditation and hypnosis. Accessing the theta brainwave state where the subconscious is most receptive. Journaling, writing as if your desired reality is already true. For example, I'm so grateful for the amazing opportunities flowing into my life. Environment shifts, surrounding yourself with people, content, and experiences that match your desired reality. Remember, your subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to repetition and emotion. Step 7. Detachment and surrender. This might be the hardest step for most people. You must let go. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop needing. When you need something, you broadcast lack. But when you release the need, you broadcast wholeness. Trust the process, trust the field. Trust that once you align, reality has no choice but to mirror you. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is stepping out of the way and allowing reality to do its job. Step 8. Inspired action. Manifestation is not about sitting on your couch waiting for miracles. It's about aligning yourself so deeply that the right actions flow naturally. When you're aligned, opportunities show up. Synchronicities appear. Intuitive nudges guide you. That's when you take action. Not forced action, but inspired action. Think of it like surfing. You don't create the wave, you align with it and ride it. Step 9. Patience without waiting. Here's a paradox. Manifestation requires patience, but not waiting. Waiting implies lack. It's not here yet. Patience implies trust. It's already mine. It's just unfolding. So instead of asking, when will it show up? Shift to, how can I enjoy this moment while it aligns? Live as if it's already done, because in the quantum field, it is. Step 10. Embodiment as a lifestyle. Finally, understand that manifestation is not a one-time technique. It's a lifestyle. It's about consistently aligning your thoughts, emotions, and identity with your desired reality. When you live in alignment, manifestation becomes automatic. It stops being something you do and becomes something you are. The Daily Quantum Ritual. To make this practical, here's a simple daily practice you can adopt. Step 1. Morning visualization, 5 minutes. Imagine your desired reality and feel the emotions of already living it. Step 2. Gratitude journaling, 5 minutes. Write 3 things you're grateful for today. Step 3. Identity alignment, all day. Act, walk, and speak as the version of you who already has it. Step 4. Evening reflection, 5 minutes. Acknowledge any synchronicities or signs of alignment you notice during the day. That's it. 15 minutes of practice a day can shift your frequency, reprogram your subconscious, and align you with a new timeline. Most people fail at quantum manifestation because they don't understand these principles, but you don't have to fail. You now know the truth. Reality is not happening to you, it's happening through you. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of them. The moment you stop forcing, stop doubting, and stop chasing, you open the doorway to alignment. And once you're aligned, manifestation is no longer a struggle. It becomes your natural state. Remember this, quantum manifestation isn't about changing the world outside you. It's about changing the world inside you. And when the inside shifts, the outside has no choice but to follow. So here's the ultimate secret. Quantum manifestation is not about asking the universe for what you want. It's about becoming the version of you who already has it. When you embody that truth, reality bends to match your frequency. Stop trying to force reality. Start aligning with it. Because the moment you do, you'll realize you were never failing. You were just learning how to become the conscious creator you were always meant to be.